good evening from Universal Orlando Parking Garage. We're headed in tonight because it's a Halloween Horror Nights night, and I haven't had a chance to go through all 10 of the houses, so we are going to complete all 10. I'm not going to do all 10 tonight, but we're going to do the last 3 that I haven't done. Go through some scare zones, maybe get a quick snack somewhere, try something we haven't tried yet. Should be a good night. It's about 9:30 that we're getting here, so it will be a little bit of a quick night, but should still be fun. So let's head inside. Just after security, we're heading into City Walk, and they've got some Halloween Horror Nights advertisements up here with The Exorcist, The Last of Us, and Stranger Things. And then as we're walking through City Walk, we can see in the Universal Studios store, we've got, Vecna out here, his house. Hey, how's it going? Got the Hellfire Club and the clock. But something I wanted to point out in here that I haven't seen very many people talking about. So there is a Little Boo scavenger hunt. So this is Little Boo right here. There's a Little Boo scavenger hunt throughout City Walk and the parks. And I don't think it's complete yet. I don't think they've put in all the Little Boos everywhere. That's why I don't think they're advertising it yet. But there are some standees and stuff like that around that you can find. I haven't seen the one in this store yet, but I'll show you one. In like the Five and Dime, they have one where they're talking about a scavenger hunt, trying to find the different types of Little Boos around. Something that's neat about showing up later is you get to see all of the lighting effects in full effect. Like take, for instance, here out in front of the arches, they have all of Dr. Oddfellow's little symbols that he carved this into his head. And there's another bigger one on his back, but I haven't seen a portrayal of that anywhere yet. But, I have a mission. I need to ask Dr. Oddfellow what he is a doctor of and where he got his PhD. I'm gonna break the magic a little bit because we're all adults here, right? So Dr. Oddfellow, he's just a guy that's working at Universal Studios. It feels a little bit rude. I don't think I'm gonna ask him about his doctorate. Because, right, that's a little rude, right? He's just a guy, but maybe he would like that. Maybe he'd want to get in some of the, the ad-lib, the improv, do some improv practice. No, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts on it are. Do you think that characters in the parks, like Dr. Oddfellow specifically, would enjoy somebody asking him where he got his doctorate? Or if he'd be like, listen, buddy, this is dumb, I'm just a guy playing a spooky character at Halloween Horror Nights. Let me know what you think. Also, we are heading into Halloween Horror Nights, so there will be some spooky situations, some scary situations, some flashing lights, some fog effects, some things that you might want to look out for, you might not be into. So if that's not your vibe, totally fine. Turn off the video right now. We are heading in. It feels like a pretty chill night at Halloween Horror Nights. Like the music's not too loud. It's not like death metal. It is kind of an ominous tone. And there are like spooky people walking around. Hey, but like overall, it's not too bad right now. So I just kind of feel like people are just hanging out. Oh, I like this. It's like a sunflower. It's pretty wild because on opening night, this whole area was just packed with people. Now, feels kind of loosey-goosey. Let's see, 35 minutes for Blood Moon. Not terrible. I like that HHN 32 at the end of the street, all the way down there. So I just walked in and I had eaten dinner before I left the house, so now it's time to get some dessert. So our first stop is Surfer Boy Pizza for something that I was really interested in the last time we were here, but the line was too long. Yuri's favorite. Chocolate cake with peanut butter mousse and Reese's Pieces for $5.99. Sounds delicious. Here it is. This is what we got. Yuri's favorite. Let's open it up and see what it looks like on the inside. So far just mousse. You can see the different layers though. Oh, I'm excited for this. I didn't get any Reese's Pieces, but I think I got a little bit of the chocolate cake and the peanut butter mousse. That's pretty great. The mousse tastes like a no-bake Reese's peanut butter pie, and then the chocolate cake is just delicious chocolate cake. Let's get a second bite. All right, here we go. With the Reese's Pieces and a little bit of chocolate cake, a little bit of peanut butter mousse. That's real good. So creamy, then like a little bit of crunch from the Reese's Pieces, and then peanut buttery, chocolatey. I feel like you can't go wrong with that. All right, because we're passing by Stranger Things and we have Express, we're gonna head in, see what it's like tonight. Opening night Express was rough, but hopefully tonight it will not be. So we're hoping to have 30 minutes or less of waiting in Express. So right now it is 10:02 and we're heading inside. All right, we're in the final stretch of the line right now and it's about 10:17. So I'd say we did pretty good. What was that, 15 minutes? Not bad at all. All right, so we just got done with Stranger Things. Still just as good as it was the first night. Saw some things we didn't see before. I'm here with a friend and he pointed out to me, when you're in the kitchen, look up. And who is it? Steve comes out and says like, you have to wake up, you have to wake up. if you look up, it's like you're in the upside down and you look up into the real world, like because there's that portal in the kitchen of the mobile home, and you see Dustin standing up there and like that rope, like the rope made out of the mattress or the sheet. Really cool stuff. Also, there was another scene where there's just a piece of plexiglass and one of those like Demogorgon bats like thumbs up against it. Fantastic effect because it gives you a little startle, but it's also pure comedy of seeing a bat just like up against a window and like sitting there for a second. Good time. I liked it a lot. And I also got to see a bunch of stuff like, oh yeah, I remember that from the show. Oh yeah, I remember that from the show. Just like things that I missed the first time through. Because opening nights, like you're kind of adrenaline pumping your first time through, you've never seen this stuff before. And you go through it a second time, you're like, you can really start to soak it in. So, I think we're headed to the back of the park now. I want to get to Dr. Oddfellows. Now we're heading in through Vamp 69, or as I like to call it, the best soundtrack of the event area. This is kind of strange because they had an ops person telling us to walk down the sides, not down the middle. I don't know what's happening as to why they're doing that. Oh, I get it. They were pointing us to the side because they're doing a shift change right now. So a shift change is when all of the actors from 2 casts show up. So they got the normal festival goers that have not been bit by vampires yet in the center. And then all of the vampires are starting to pull in around them. They've got them huddled in the center. Oh, there we go. Oh no. So now that it's a little bit quieter over on this side, that was a cast change. Oh. Whoa. That was exciting. I don't know. Oh no. They're just eating everybody. Oh, the humanity. So just to try to explain that a little bit more, every so often there are enough scare actors out in a scare zone that are they comprise 2 different casts. So there's like an A cast and a B cast, not using those letters, but like cast 1, cast 2. And so at some point they have to switch out. And so what they do is they all get together like that, and then they have that big horde moment like that. And that's 2 whole casts. So more scare actors than are normally out in the scare zone are out. And so then they do that big moment and everybody runs, and it's exciting. I kind of want one of these Music Fest 69 shirts. It'd be great. Ooh, frightening. I know you guys probably can't see it, but it is a 75-minute wait for Chucky right now. Man, one day I will revisit that house. Tonight is not the night. Heading into Shipyard 32, and look, they're like very tall scare actors. Oh, there she is. It's open. No. He had a wrench, but for a second I thought it was a turkey leg that he was trying to fight him off with. You know what I've been forgetting to look for is in each scare zone, there's supposed to be Dr. Oddfellow is supposed to be in each scare zone. You're only supposed to be able to tell by like the scars on his head. I haven't been looking for that. I need to look for that. All right, we're gonna head into the Peacock Halloween Horror Bar, which is just kind of like across from King's Cross. Because I guess David S. Pumpkins is here. There's like a step and repeat here with a Purge character in front of it. All right, so we looked around a little bit, and I guess David S. Pumpkins is not here right now. He comes out every 30 minutes or so. So right now it's the Purge Lady, which we saw. We will check back by the end of the night, if not another night. All right, we're heading into Diagon Alley. See if we can see some Death Eaters back here. Ooh, there certainly is a haze about it. We got some green lights in the fog and everything. The police officers are back here. All kinds of stuff is happening. And I see the Death Eaters are out and about too, following him into the green light over here. Spooky, right? I really feel like this could just be anybody. Oh, okay. Oh, it touched me. I got eaten by death. Also, before we leave Diagon Alley, I wanted to head into Sugar Plum Sweet Shop because they have something special in here for the Halloween season. They have come back with the pumpkin spice no melt ice cream, but also some of the other stuff in here, just because it's wizardy themed, could be Halloween-y. All right, this is one of the ones that we didn't make it to on opening night. Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins. Something else that we have to do this year is we have to watch Nightmare Fuel. We're passing by the old Fear Factor stage, and this is just the pre-show that is happening right now. Getting ready to start the actual show very, very soon. Well, this is cool. They made the sprung tent look like a circus tent. I'm excited for this one. Starting to see some Zodiac things here before we head in. As we're exiting Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins, it's a bit of a rough exit because it's taken a long time to get out of here. But we are passing by Darkest Deal. There's the facade for Darkest Deal. That's the house we're gonna head into next. All right, so we just got out of Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origin. I really like that house. I liked it a lot, actually. If you are not a fan of clowns, would not suggest going into that house. There definitely were a lot of clowns. It was a lot of really tight spaces too, which I thought was very like added to the spookiness factor of it. Like low ceilings, tight walls, everything was like coming at you from all different angles. You also got to see the moment where Jack and Oddfellow fight, and Jack becomes immortal because he got some of Oddfellow's blood into a cut on him. Like he scratched Oddfellow's face and then got some of his blood, then became immortal. You also got to see Oddfellow a bunch of times throughout the house, like gathering souls in order to create his own immortality. And there were a lot of really neat effects where he had the cane of souls and he was like, your souls belong to me, and then like these other like vessels, basically like bottles, were glowing green, the cane was glowing green, and it was a really neat house to see the different effects and to see the different characters. And then also we got a little bit of a taste of the Zodiac, where you would see people with like Zodiac things attached to them. So like there was one guy with a bull head. That's the only one that I remember. Oh, there's a goat person with like mermaid scales. I think that's a thing, right? There's a goat person for sure. Also, because it was like a carnival circus type situation, there were animals in there. There was a gigantic lion puppet that lunged out at me and came within inches of my face, and that was exciting. And there were other things like knife throwers and things like that. It was a lot of fun. It was like seeing a really twisted carnival. But now we're heading into the Darkest Deal, which is one of the other houses that I didn't get into on opening night. Very excited for this one because Robert Johnson is the idea here. If you don't know who Robert Johnson is, a lot of people said that he sold his soul to the devil to get so good at guitar. This particular house is not based on Robert Johnson. It's based on Pine Straw Spruce, who made a deal in order to like gain the fame and be better at playing the blues. So, similarities, yes, not based on, but drawn from, I would say. So, we're gonna go inside and have a look at that. Apparently, it's a very beautiful house. The Barrel House? Barrel House Blues? I like that. Does it say barrel? It's hard to read. Bub's Lounge. You know that it can't be a blues club without an outhouse. All right, so we just got done with Darkest Deal. I love that house. That was a lot of fun. It was like a classic Halloween Horror Nights house where you are, the story is the story. There's a musician, he wants to be better. He strikes a deal with the Collector. So the Collector strikes a deal with Pine Straw Spruce in order for him to become a better musician. He becomes a better musician, but then, as you might imagine, things start to happen. Not the best idea to strike a deal with the Collector or the devil, as you might guess. And then eventually the devil comes and takes his soul. So, pretty interesting to watch, and there was really neat effects in there. A lot of stages where Pine Straw was up on the stage playing guitar and singing, and then the devil came out and took his soul. Really neat effect. You see him, he's singing, and then he's like, your soul is mine, and he reaches out, and then like a light happens on his chest, and like all this like sparkles, and then he like goes like limp like that. Really, really neat effect. So, now we have one more house that we didn't do last time, and that is Universal Monsters Unmasked. So let's go up there and see it. So we are back here over where Old Kid Zone was, heading towards ET and heading towards Universal Monsters Unmasked. Ah yes, and it's only a 25-minute wait. We were talking about this earlier on the live show. So we've got Phantom. Is that supposed to be, this is Hunchback. There's Jekyll and Hyde, but also Invisible Man is in there. Look at that. All right, here we go. The facade is basically just what the picture that we saw out there. All right, so we just got done in Classic Monsters Unmasked. Ooh, buddy, that was a good house. Really, really good. A lot of fun, a lot of scares. Who was it? Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll? Which is the bad one? Dr. Jekyll, right? No, Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde is the one that like jumped out and got me the worst. The only thing that I will say about this house is there's a lot of Phantom. Like, it felt like Phantom was about like one half of the house, and then the second half was everybody else. Like, you got maybe 2 rooms with the Invisible Man. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde had like maybe 3 rooms. Hunchback had a really, really cool scare. He had the biggest room, the tallest one. He's up in the bell tower, and then he did this thing where he was looking at me, and then he just kind of like fell off the bell tower, but it was a bungee scare, so he like bounced back up. Oh, it was really, really awesome to see. And the sets were really amazing and really fun to like walk through. And the characters, the masks were good, the scares were good. It was a really solid house. This one definitely moved up there. Like, still for me, Stranger Things, Last of Us is up there at number 2. Then I think it's this one. I think it's Classic Monsters. Then I think I'm going towards Oddfellows, then Darkest Deal, and then moving on down my list, Yeti, things like that from the first night. Yeah, these back 3, I wish I had done these on opening night, because these back 3 that we did tonight, solid houses. All right, Universal, I see you. I see what you're doing here. So there's a sign here for Classic Pizza Fries, and they've given 2 of the symbols of their alphabet in here, the E and the A, so you can decode what we learned was never go alone at that other booth the last time that we were doing the very last update before Horror Nights open. Heading into Jungle of Doom. I like this soundtrack, it's pretty great. Ooh, Vampire Bat. But also like chicken. Ooh. It's a biblically accurate depiction of an angel. Whoa, I like this. So spooky, my camera can't even figure it out. Ah! Ooh! Get spooky. Ooh. There it is. Dr.
Wise man.
Ooh.
Document this movie.
Yeah.
Because it is as close to power as you will ever get.
Ah, okay. I like it. Ooh. The Jungle of Doom! That's the name of the scare zone. Alright, so now we've gone through every house, every scare zone. The only thing we have left to see is the Megan Horde and Nightmare Fuel. We're not going to see those tonight unless the Megan Horde shows up out of nowhere. You never know. But right now, I want to get one last little, like, tasty treat, tasty savory item. So we're heading back to try to finally get the cordyceps corn dog over at the Fedra booth over there. So we'll see how the line is tonight. This line is looking much better. Yeah, good. We can get a corn dog tonight. Here we are. We're getting the cordyceps corn dog, Korean cheese dog with cordyceps crispy potato sticks and truffle cream sauce with daikon sprouts for $11.49. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at how amazing this looks. Looks like a corn dog covered with cordyceps. If corn dogs could get infected, this is what they would look like. So I was doing some photos for the thumbnail, so I took a bite of it. The amount of cheese in this thing is ridiculous. Like, look at this. A bit excessive, but also really stinking delicious. So it's a corn dog wrapped in potato sticks with some like mushroom sauce on it. But it's not a dog yet, it's just cheese right now. I'll tell you if I get to the corn dog part, like the actual dog part. This far in and I finally got to the hot dog part. This is amazing. It's cheesy, it's crunchy, it's like umami because of the mushroom and everything. You can't go wrong with this at all. All right, that was it. Like, I think we're gonna call it a night from HHN. It's almost 1 o'clock. Dang, I wanted to try to leave here by midnight, but that did not happen. So we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna try to get over to Toothsome's because they have special Halloween cookies, but I think they close at 1, so we might not make it over there. But we're gonna try. So earlier in the video, we showed you guys Lil Boo, and this is it, Lil Boo's Trick or Seek. Help find Little Boo, and there he is. This is, like I said, they're not in all the stores yet, so I don't think his like statue is in here at all at the moment, but at least I don't see it in here. It should be like right here, and this isn't it. It's like I showed you earlier inside the Universal Studios store. All right, I think we'll be trying some spooky cookies another time because this does not look open. All right, so there you have it. That was our trip out to Halloween Horror Nights for our second time going. A lot better this time. The express lines were moving real quick. All the food lines were great, like they weren't too long. The houses that we went into, the 3 that we went into, well, we went into 4 today, but the 3 that we hadn't been into before, really, really good. Really loved all of them. They moved up in my rankings, like my entire ranking system and rank like list changed after tonight because Universal Classic Monsters Unmasked was so good. Darkest Deal was very good. Dr. Oddfellow was really good. Like, I liked them a lot. I like those 3 houses a lot. So I'm excited to come back. I'm excited for Jen to come and see these houses. But tonight was a good night. All in all, it was a good night. A little bit later than I would have liked, but that's okay. And we didn't get any cookies. That's also okay. We will be back. So all in all, fantastic day. And with that being said, we're off. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Now it's time to pay the price.